Hello and welcome to Chocolate Covered Games Monthly Melt Kickstarter Crowdfunding
Yep, crowdfunding.
edition for May of 2022. This month we each only have two
Yep.
projects, and I have two honorable mentions and sort of.
So that's 6 for you.
Nah. The two I'll give. I didn't do a lot of research on them. Was the dead ball.
Okay.
It isn't terrible. It's called Dead Ball Second Edition. If you played the first one, check it out. It's not my favorite baseball simulation, Series 1. And the other one is Microcrime. Did you look at that one at all?
No, I don't think I've seen that one.
It's a roll and write investigation game for $1
Okay.
that you can play like as a roll and write, an RPG, a board game. I don't know. It just looked too weird that I couldn't say yes, go do that one. But my first of two that I can say yes to is called Brand New Zoo by Bridge City Game Collective.
Okay.
And they're actually out of Pittsburgh.
Okay.
So they're state local.
Well, they're local to us, that they're in America.
Well, they live with us, and they're in our state.
I consider anything in America local to us.
Yeah. So, Brand New Zoo is a print and play.
Okay.
Jumping on this whole new Kickstarter print and play thing that everybody's doing. Seems like it's a zoo building game, and it already comes with 10 expansions.
Okay.
That can be played alone or all together. Plays from 1 to 100, it says. But I'm sure if you print out 101 sheets, you can still play with that person.
Yeah, you got to determine which one has to sit out.
It's 20 to 40 minutes, where you attempt to build your best zoo using shared dice. Each player has their own single sheet of paper and writing utensil, while another player needs 2 dice that'll be shared. So basically, you roll the dice. I use each dice result to either hire zookeepers, draw an enclosure, acquire an animal, and every animal will score different at the end of the game. There's score bonuses for planning basically how you play in your zoo and your animal variety, so you want to watch how you do that because you can score bonuses at the end. Like I said, there's expansions. To me, it just looked very unique as a roll and write. You know, we're getting so many roll and writes, it's hard to.
Because they're easy to produce. You're like,
Yeah.
this is my idea.
But it's easy to
print it.
become new.
Yeah.
I almost think of this as like Zularetto, but in roll and write. Because you're building the enclosures, you're putting the animal in there. You know, there's a mission that you have to charge. You know, the end of the game is triggered when one or more players fill in their final zookeeper circle. So that you want to be careful of, because if you hire too many zookeepers too quickly, you end the game quicker.
Yeah.
And you know, so somebody like you would try to score a bunch right away, and then end the game as quick as you can so nobody else can catch up.
Exactly. That's the strategy.
Sort of like you in Space Base,
Yeah. There's a goal.
where all you do is
The bottom row.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the way to win the game.
So I never really get enjoyment out of that game because I never get to do much. Like, I can't build the engine up in that one. But anyways, you know, so there's flamingos, zebras, penguins, lions, hippos, elephants. So a whole bunch of different animals. It's their first game that they're creating. It looks like, I do believe that they're independent creators. The designer is, the designer and the artist are both from Pittsburgh, I believe.
Okay.
So I just think it looks cool. And it only cost, I did see, I think it's $4. I'll double check that. Yes, $4. $4 for this, and it ends on June 5th.
Okay.
So, yeah, $4 for brand new zoo from Bridge City Game Collective.
Alright. And the $1 is just their general price, or is there a
No, it's 4.
4? Okay.
Yeah, the $1 one was that micro crime thing.
Okay. Alright, so my first game up here is Trailblazer, the John Muir Trail. It is by Mariposa Games. This is their first game ever. They're local to us. They're based in Nevada.
It's not local to us at all.
They're in America. It ends June 7th. It has funded. They've reached their goal. They've surpassed by a good margin. They were asking for 20,000. Last time I checked, they were over 111,000.
Okay.
Currently. There is only one price for people that aren't retail store, and that's $59 US.
Okay.
And if you're also in the US, it's $12 shipping, so
Okay.
$71 total. Plays 1 to 4 players, 30 minutes per player.
All right.
It is a set collecting resource management game
Okay.
where there's a main board, and that is of a map of the John Muir Trail out in California,
Okay.
where you go through it's the southern part of California that trail is at, if I remember correctly. And on that board, it has the trail itself, and on the bottom it has the different elevations that the trail goes on.
Okay.
And then you have a player board, which is your backpack that holds your resources, like
All right.
water, first aid kit, things you've seen, stuff like that. And it has a very unique feature that everybody gets their own player deck, but because they're called maps.
Yeah.
But instead of just being shuffled, they come on the I wish I remember what they called, like those little eye hook things that clamp shut.
Carabiner?
No, it's not a carabiner. It's the circle things that have like a little hinge, and they overlap a little bit.
No, it's just yeah.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about.
Clasp.
Yeah. And that's your deck, and you flip
Okay.
through it, and it requires you to have certain things on you to keep moving on the trail. And the thing I like about it is the only way you score is if you reach the trail end.
Okay.
So if you play with 4 people, now like 2 of them are him hauling around, enjoying the sight, blah blah, and like one person rushes off to the end of the trail, and the other, like a second person, just barely gets there on the last turn. You know, doesn't matter how many points those other 2 people score. None of that counts.
So they can't win at all.
Correct.
Huh.
Because they didn't finish the trail. It's about finishing the trail,
Okay.
which I like. Somebody that stayed behind, scoring all these points, shouldn't be able to win if they didn't complete the main goal of the game, which is a nice little touch, I think. So it does kind of push you to keep going forward in the game. They have reached a bunch of stretch goals. One of them was to unlock solo player mode, which they've done. Upgrade components, more map packs, because I guess each map deck is different, how they come up. Spot UV on the box, art inside the box, more cards. Most of the people that are involved in this project, since this is a first time company, Mariposa Game, are brand new.
Okay.
The only one that had any credits to their name is their illustrator, which is Andrew Bosley, who's doing the illustration. Other than that, everybody, this is more or less their first game. It looks very nice. Like I said, they keep having a lot of components updating because of how much they've crushed their goal. So if, games that involve trails is something you like, I think this would be a great one for people to pick up. Looks very nice. Didn't look too complicated. It's at the point where I think they're getting where they should stop adding better components, because they're going to get to the point where it's overproduced for essentially what it is. But it's right at that point where it's really nice. I don't think they need to add any more. But that was the Trailblaze, the John Muir Trail. It ends, let me write this down, June 7th, so there is still time to back it.
All right. My second one is called Dice Park Dungeons of Doom.
I did see this one.
By Baraka Games.
I couldn't pronounce it.
Baraka. Baraka. That's what I'm going to go with. Sorry if I pronounce that wrong. $5. Again, good price range.
Yep.
And it is another print and play roll and write. I don't know. I am on that kick too because of the price, and those games just seem to be up my alley, time wise. So in this game, again, each player gets a sheet of paper. You need 5 dice, a pencil, and an eraser. Whether it's on the pencil or the big eraser. So you roll your dice, use them to create your dungeon. You place creatures in your dungeon and fill the terror gauge by adding those creatures. You complete challenges to score the most points. And your goal is to create the most frightening dungeon. Just looks very simple to play. Again, a lot of roll and writes can be overcomplicated sometimes.
Yeah.
Hadrian's Wall.
Yeah.
As a roll and write was very complicated. But I like small, easy roll and writes. They have reached some stretch goals. Has funded. And so for $5 you get that game, but if you go $10, they also created a previous game, and for $10 you get both of those, called Air Flip.
Okay.
So $10, 2 games. It's not a bad deal. Again, I think it looks interesting because you're trying to create a frightening dungeon. You're using, again, the dice to place or to build the dungeon and to place creatures.
Okay.
Because you can place like walls and candles and different things on the dice to create how people have to move through your dungeon and everything. Looks interesting to me. Again, $5. How can you beat that?
How long's it on Kickstarter?
Till June 9th.
Okay.
So, again, that's Dice Park Dungeons of Doom from Baraka. We'll go with that.
Now, do they force you to print the dice as well?
Yes. No.
You print out your paper and then you get 3D.
There was one game I was looking at, and I'll look it up here, where they sent you the stickers.
Okay.
You had to buy your own blocks. And I couldn't figure out if, like, all the other terrain stuff you had to have, or if that was like print and fold, or...
Oh, you're talking the Civil War game that's being produced out of the UK.
Yes.
Yeah. Now you got provided all this stuff. They just kind of send you the
rule book and the stickers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you essentially with the rule book you can essentially just make as fancy as you want. You could take old terrain from other games.
Cover your last game, and I'll look up what that game was here.
Okay. My last game is a RPG.
Okay.
It's called Regency. It is by Many Sided Dice. This is their second RPG that they've kickstarted.
Okay.
They are local to us. They're based out of Tennessee.
Local to us.
It's less than a day drive. Anything less than a day drive should be considered local.
Local's like 50 miles.
They have not funded yet.
Except if you cross the river to the west shore.
Yep. They have not funded yet. They're at as of right now $11,868 out of the 25 goal, but they have until June 12th to fund, so they still have about 2 weeks left of this recording to fund, so I think they might make it.
Okay.
It's described as a Jane Austen novel come in RPG form. So any of those people that love Emma or Pride and Prejudice or books like that, this would be a fun RPG for you, where essentially you play as a Victorian person,
Okay.
of a family that's trying to, move up in society, or you could play as a well-to-do family in society already, and it's essentially you at events,
All right.
gossiping, business trades, Victorian social hierarchy kind of stuff. We don't do any RPGs on this channel, like playthroughs like some channels do.
Yeah.
But if we did, I think this is the one I would push for our channel, where we sit around gossiping as Victorian people.
But we have that one that I want you to start doing.
Well, that's
It's not an RPG.
Yeah. No, I'm talking like the channels that have 5 or 6 people playing.
Yeah.
I think this would be our channel's RPG, because this reminded me of an RPG from the early 2000s.
Okay.
I couldn't find what it was called because I was trying to describe it. My phone was like, I don't know what you're talking about. Where essentially all it was it also took place in the Victorian era. You played as a person of the house, and all the time was tea time, and all you did was gossip. No one actually did anything, but you make these stories about gossiping about what you heard about what other families were doing.
Though if we were doing an RPG with tea time, I think for us it'd end up more like the tea time show at the Ren Fair.
Yep. But that was an old game, 2 decades ago at this point. This one, has a little bit more structures and rules. They say if they hit their goal, there's a couple expansions they want to add. They want to add, for the Edwardian era,
Okay.
which is right before World War One. One where it would add, a person can play as a royal family, like, the Duke from this place is at my party, hoity-toity. One to, make it a little interesting, they want to add Coven if they hit the goal, or somebody's secretly a witch, because, why not? The pricing on this is interesting. The 3 main prices are $10, which is for PDF.
Okay.
And they mark this one as their hardship level. Like, times are tough, it says, and they want people to play their game. So,
That's a smart thing.
for $10 you can get the PDF.
Well, I mean, how many people don't have tablets or computers? Not a whole lot.
Yeah. Well, I mean, so you can print out your stuff.
Yeah,
PDF.
but I mean,
Yeah.
for the I was gonna say Dungeon Master, but the GM,
Yeah.
you can just have everything right on a tablet or something.
Yeah.
You don't need to print it.
For $25, you can get the PDFs. This is what they call their standard one.
Okay.
So if you can afford the $25, they would appreciate you to donate that one. Which there are more people donating at the 25 than the 10, so it's nice that the system's not broken and people aren't taking advantage of them. Then $60 is for the physical book.
Okay.
And then it goes all the way up to I think like 140 for like linen finish, like silk bookmarker, like really high end, which I don't think anybody's backed at that point. But for $10 to $60 for this RPG isn't a bad price. Like I said, it's an RPG I could like because you don't level in like fighting, you level in like gossip and Regencies and whatnot. So that was Regency. It ends June 12th.
Okay.
Has not funded yet. It's about halfway to its goal with about 2 weeks to go.
All right.
So check that out and back them if you think you'd like it.
All right. So that game we were talking about, the Civil War game made in the UK, is called The Momentous Issue of War.
Yeah, that's what it was called.
So there's some other interesting Kickstarters I saw here when I was looking. For RPG wise, Goblin Jug Band.
Yeah.
Didn't look at it, just on the title alone, that sold me. Because who doesn't want to travel around as a Goblin Jug Band? There's another funny one I saw on there. I don't know if you saw. It was like a game cooler.
I didn't see that one.
Oh, you didn't see that?
Didn't see Game Cooler.
Yeah, the first game table cooler.
Okay.
has not funded, has 5 days to go. Don't think it'll make it. But one of the big games, there are a couple big games that are ending soon. That sorry, I'm flipping through everything here. That I thought I'd mention because neither one of us talked about was the flood.
Okay. Which is interesting because I thought that was on GameFound a couple months ago. So I don't know if they're running it here as well.
I don't remember.
Or maybe that was called The Ark on GameFound. No, there was something like that.
Yeah, the flood is definitely a big time game on here.
Too big for our channel. That's why we didn't mention it.
I did see a Heroes of Normandy.
Yeah, I saw that.
Thing, and just the other one I'd want to mention would have made my short list of ones to talk about too. And I'm drawing a blank on it. Is it Union Stockyard? Is that what it's called?
I have no idea.
You didn't see that one?
Nope.
It's about running a meat packing company in the Chicago Union Stockyards.
Nah, I didn't see that one.
I know it does end soon, I believe.
You could always just type it up in the search bar of that.
If I remember what it was. I think it was called Union Stockyard. If you're watching this channel, you probably already know what it's called.
Yeah.
Considering we're not the, the big name board gaming channel.
I think the people that watch us are depending on us to give them information. I'd be sad if they weren't.
Yeah, I'm not going to waste everybody's time looking for it. But let us know down in the comments, what you're looking at, Kickstarter, crowdfunding wise.
From GameFound, I didn't check GameFound.
Yeah, I didn't either. But have you gotten any crowdfunded games in lately? Let us know if you got any of those in. I believe we got...
we got our second half of the X-Men.
Marvel United.
Finally came in. And I got in Chai, which made me thrilled because a lot of people started asking for refunds because of all the problems they had. They didn't think that was going to happen.
You're still waiting on Sweet Mess.
Yep, which probably never going to happen because they're looking to sell the IP again.
Is there any other ones that you're waiting on? If you know off the top of your head?
Not that I can remember. I don't think there's too many out that have... I'm waiting on a Button Shy game.
Okay.
Waiting on Rover.
Alright. We're big Button Shy fans.
They always get you. They're like, hey, $10, you'll get this game. I'm like, fine.
Well, that's why these print and play ones for $5 and all that, they intrigue me, and I always forget to back them. Because there was one that, like last month or a couple months ago, I wanted to do, and I just completely forgot about it.
I mean, I do want to send an email to Button Shy to calm it down, because they keep putting out more and more Kickstarters faster, it seems. They also keep putting out more than 18 cards for their Kickstarters. Like Rover is coming with like 7 expansions, making it like a 51 card game. I'm like, no.
But the base game is 18 cards.
Doesn't matter. Slow your...
You don't need the expansions.
You know what? They could lie to me. They could make those 7 other games their own games. Just name them different planets. There's 7 planets. Name one Mercury.
Yeah.
Name one Venus.
Well, Rover isn't a planet.
Well, no, that's what you rebrand it. You call it the Planet Series. It's all the same. You just... The rover's on a different planet each time. This marketing is smart.
Yeah. But if you do have a favorite company that does a lot of Kickstarters
that you back,
put that down in the comments. If a company comes to Kickstarter with a game, it's a guaranteed back for you no matter what. Let us know. Button Shy seems to be
ours.
Yeah.
Because we're not one of those people that can back every Mammoth game and every Simon game.
Yeah. That's why the ones that are $4 and $5 look good to me. There was another game I was going to ask you if you looked at. Crazy Horses.
No.
Crazy Horses, it's a game that, again, can be played multiple ways. And you can use it as a drinking game, as a betting game, as a kid's game. The thing does look cool that it has these little, like, horse heads on tracks. Like, they're 3D. And you move them up the track with your scoring. So that looked cool.
Okay.
But again, let us know what you're looking at.
Yeah.
Something I'm going to try to do here each month, again, is just take a bunch of random ones. I might always just do 2 and talk about some random ones like this. If you like that, let me know. That way you cover a little more of just randomness on the crowdsourcing area.
Yeah.
But with that, thanks for watching.
Like, subscribe.
Hit the thumbs up.
Yep. Share the video. It does help. We're getting close to our 50 sub goal. And as always, stay sweet.